I'm your host Sam, and I am here with Jamie.
Hello. How are you?
And tonight we are in Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps, or Spa for short, if you don't want to say the Francorchamps bit. And this is an interesting track, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's a very long track. It's obviously it's 22 laps, I believe, the race. So it's a short race to the laps. The laps are so long, and obviously around here. There's a lot of undulating corners. You got the Air Rouge, you have your section, and you've got. But the more test on here is the P1 corner. Having on a track, that's really epic corner. And of course, around here, because we're in the forest in Belgium, it does rain a lot here, so we might get to see some rain tonight.
That might be very interesting indeed, especially up El Rouge, because even in the dry, some drivers struggle, but in the wet, it's even more of a struggle, isn't it?
Yeah, when I used to race, I didn't particularly do that well here. I mean, I got a fourth place, but that was mainly due to people crashing rather than any great pace. So it was a track I struggled on, but I quite enjoy it. It's a track I enjoy, but I wasn't particularly strong at.
Well, it is a track which provides quite a few mistakes. Now, obviously, looking at these drivers, a lot of them are very good drivers. Do you expect this track to maybe catch them out a little bit? Do you expect this track to maybe get a lot more than other tracks?
Yeah, I think we do see in league race you tend to see a lot of DNFs here due to crashing. So yeah, I do believe that that's something to look out for tonight, and especially if a bit of rain occurs, because what you tend to do around here, you tend to run quite low downforce because of the straights, and obviously in the wet, if you have low downforce, you're not going to have much grip in the corners, so that's something to definitely look out for tonight.
Well, all I'm going to say is if it rains mid-race today, if there's a chance of that, even mid-qualifying, it could really screw people's races over. Not just the strategy, but like we said about El Rouge or Radion, whichever one you prefer to call it, it's very, very difficult to get round when it's got that sort of greasy sort of track as well. And obviously if you're on the dry tyres, that makes it even worse. So drivers, in terms of strategy wise, if it does switch to wet during the race, it's going to be quite interesting to see what people prefer, to come in early for the intermediates or late for the intermediates.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's going to be, because obviously it's quite a long lap, so if you do leave it that lap too late, too early, then you will be in trouble.
Yeah, that's going to be also another factor as well, the length of the track and deciding when to come in. It's going to be absolutely crucial, and also you can make probably a lot of time around this around this track. But now on to some drivers. First of all, I'm going to mention the race winner last time out. I don't know if he's in the lobby at the moment, but Westy. He's not in the lobby at the moment, but he had a pretty good race. But for some time, it did look like Z3 was going to get the race win. But a virtual safety car, I believe I'm talking about the right race, a virtual safety car kind of put him off the chance of getting a win.
The safety car really did help Westy, because he was in about third place, and that came in, he jumped the guys ahead, because I believe it was C3 in the Mercedes who led the majority of that race early on. But that safety car allowed Westy a lead. But what he did after then, he got the look of the safety car, but he capitalised after that, and he held on, and he also avoided them time penalties. So even if he did get overtaken, he'd have still won on the penalties.
Because of that win, also he's moved up to third place, so he's actually passed Ollie Flavel. So that just shows what that win meant for the race today. But at the moment, it's kind of a catch-up game to ILRT Lyon, but it looks like the gap is closing, because he probably had a poor race out in Hungary, I believe, which has left Nexus Legende as well, second place. So he's now really in this title fight and potentially a chance to win this title at the end of the season. Ollie and Westy are obviously not far behind either. It's going to be very close. James Slater kind of going off the pace a little bit, but it's still looking good for them guys. What about Ron Lyon? The last couple of races, he's really started to find his groove.
He's had some podiums. He's really come on strong. He had a good race at Silverstone, he had a good race at Germany, but penalties did knock him off the podium. But yeah, he's pace improved a lot, and been a lot of turmoil in that Racing Point to see, and he's been well for them. So yeah, that's the guy to look out for. I think today he could maybe get a win because Westy had a lot of podiums last. He got his win last time out. So maybe. And James Slate as well. He got a podium last week. He did a lot of top 5 finishes, and he's finally got that podium.
Must be absolutely thrilled of that this season. So also I haven't spoke about Yunor in a while. Yunor won the first race. Would you say he's been disappointing since, or has he just been?
He's been disappointing and unlucky. I mean, the past 2 races he's been involved in since, and even though it was his fault. So yeah, I believe in Hungary he qualified quite badly, but he was moving still quite well until I believe Rob Forbes and the Mercedes sort of spun him around, and I believe Rob got a penalty for that. So yeah, he's been a bit unlucky, but he's still at any given day he can win a race, and he's not in the championship hunt because he joined quite late, but he's definitely looking to get a few wins and maybe put a bit of pressure on the guys ahead of him.
Yeah, it could be very interesting indeed. There's a big gap between 5th and 6th, may I mention, so that battle for 6th place is probably going to be huge towards the end of the season. Talking about some other drivers now, some drivers who have joined recently. Let's talk about Cohen and Gavin. These guys, I would say they're quite fast from experience, knowing their pace. Do you think maybe they could fret a little bit, these guys?
I haven't seen a great deal from them. I mean, I've heard good things about them, and they were clearly quick enough to be in this tier. So yeah, they could definitely contend, but until I see like a proper race from them, it's hard to tell. But yeah, I mean, I think they could be in that front pack of the midfield, maybe challenging for the podium. That could be a possibility for these guys. So obviously we'll soon find out. Obviously today might be a great opportunity for them. Maybe a bit of chaos. Maybe they can get some strong results.
Well, hopefully they can have a good rest of the season. If you look at how many drivers are in the lobby, we've got 18 at the moment, which is actually fantastic. We are missing 2 drivers, so if they can make it and they're watching this stream, please do. Be absolutely amazing to get a full grids. But despite that,
turnout has been really good recently, so that is good to see. And yeah, it's been really strong, and we've had a bit of turnover in this tier a lot this season, but the guys that are joined now, they're really good, they're really committed, they do have a good close race, and obviously the past few races have been dominated by the infamous DRS train. Obviously here, DRS is extremely powerful up that Kemmel Straight, so I won't be surprised to get another DRS train here tonight.
Who's in your opinion? Who's had really the poor season so far? Who are you surprised to see where they are?
Skeevan, I'll expect a lot from him, but he's just not really pulled it together. I think he's had a bit of a messy season. Also, I believe that. I know Ollie Flavel, he's quite high in the standings, but I believe he has underachieved a lot. I believe he was definitely capable of being up there with Leon, but he's just got involved in quite a few silly incidents, and that's dropped him off. And yeah, I believe they're 2 guys that might be unachieved there. But I just said last week I said Westy thought winning a race, but he's done that now, so that's off his back, and he can now move forward. And then them Friday boys are catching Williams in such a championship, so Williams can't lessen the levels on that case.
Well, also, if we're looking at how much Leon's got a gap, it says he's got 6 wins, Ollie's got 2 wins, and you're starting to see a pattern where wins don't really matter too much at the end of the day. You win a win, it's hugely effective for your championship hopes, it looks like.
Yeah, just needs to probably just get top 5 podiums. You just need to win races, really. Just needs to avoid them big points drops. And yeah, I believe Leon has announced that he's standing at 7th league race at the end of the season, so he'll be looking to end his career on a high as he's about to go.
Yeah, we are about to go indeed. We've got 10 out of 18 drivers readying up. It wasn't a full house like we would have hoped, but it is 18 out of 20, and it's an amazing turnout once again.
Yeah, obviously late on the season that is really good, and obviously it's Christmas coming, so maybe that might have affected the turnout, but turnout has been strong, so that is good to see as we're about to go for qualifying. Obviously this is quite a long track, and this means drivers have to get out early on if they want to do free runs.
Yeah. Now we're going into qualifying. Before we head into it, what's your predictions?
For pole, I'm going to go with I think Rob Forbes will get the pole. And for the win, I think Foxy will finally do it tonight. I think he'll get the win. He's been close on occasions, and I think tonight might be his night.
He was very unfortunate in Britain. I was watching that race with you. That was probably the most unfortunate thing that he could have hoped for. Same with Rob, actually, because Rob obviously got...
as well.
Yeah.
He's dominating Germany in that safety car counts. I think Rob is really quick qualifying, but I think Foxy Dude has really strong race pace, and I think he could do it tonight.
It's going to be very interesting to see as we're still waiting to get in. That is Westy. Have we got an issue there? I don't know.
Ooh. Well, last week I hosted a lobby for the race, and that wasn't ideal to the route. So yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Oh dear. So we are in Black Street. There we go. We're now in.
That race for some reason.
I have. I did. Yeah, I had the race laps as well. You're not the only one. I didn't have 3 laps though, but we are in qualifying. Don't worry, you haven't missed too much yet. Guys are still
qualifying with bright sunshine, so no issues with that.
If we're looking at what drivers have fitted right now, everyone has fit the softs except from SJ Racing on the mediums and PB Racing on the hards. This is gonna be interesting. I don't think hards is on the strategy, but I mean, everyone has different strategies and different plans, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Who's the first guy out? Someone went out. Let's find out who it was.
Obviously, you've given this track tonight. What do you think the strategies for the race? Is it softs to mediums, or is it softs to hards?
It's definitely not soft to hards. My strategy was mediums to soft. That's because I've qualified 11th because I invalidated on my soft lap. I didn't have enough time to put another lap in, so I basically just retired from that because there was no point me doing it anymore. So I left off on the medium tyres, so I decided to go and try and do the reverse strategy and go medium soft. But didn't work out because there was a little bit of controversy in turn 1 and I got caught up in it. It got me wing damage and you know the rest. And a disappointing race for me as well. Crashed out. I believe I bottled it at El Rouge about turn lap 11 or something. Not really the best race for me personally, but enough about Podium Tier and more about Pinnacle Tier. PB Racing is, I believe, the first driver out on track. He's on the hard set of tyres.
Yeah, and he got points with debut last week, 9th place. He got a bit of a messy race, but getting points is always good, and I believe an SJ Racing in the race point won't be seeing out on qualifying because he's got qualifying ban. So we're getting Bob his hard tyres.
Fair enough. I mean, I've heard about SJ Racing. He really wants to prove himself, so I believe Pinnacle Tier is probably the best tier to prove yourself, except for obviously Prestige, but this tier has got quite a lot of drivers showing up, so very good way to prove yourself, I would say. If you could get some overtakes done, impress a few people. Leon's chose the hard set of tyres, it looks like, so interesting from him and PB Racing there.
I think these guys, they might go for a longer run.
And PB's out. He's out. Yeah, he's bottled it there.
On the entry, which is a bit surprising, on a bit on the exit of
usually
Mavion,
exit.
So, yeah, so what happened there? But he's obviously going to start the back with SJ, so the two racing guys can be at the back of the grid.
So Jonas is on a lap right now, doing pretty alright at the moment. Obviously, we can't really tell how well he's doing. He's actually invalidated, I've just noticed.
He's got no back race, so yeah, we'll switch over to
Legende. He's just on the lap now.
He's on the medium tyres, coming out of the source and going down the hill to Rouge and Randion, obviously. We've seen a few overtakes here in real life and league racing, so it's a possible take opportunity, but not easy. As Legend goes wide there, and that's his lap aboard.
That's his lap. I'm now on board with Rob Forbes. Yep, both of us are. See how his lap is going. Hasn't invalidated through there, so Well, it doesn't seem like it. Let's see how he does for the rest of the lap, though.
29.7 first sector. I've got one of the reference point set times yet. We haven't seen guys set a lap yet, but that seems good. First sector seems quite smooth. This is the technical section of the track. This is where you just need to have a good handling of the car, and approaching the epic Radium corner now. He goes a bit wide there. That might be validation. I'm not sure.
Doesn't look like it at the moment, since he hasn't seen his ERS off. So obviously them immediate signs that you kind of see. Oh, he has invalidated. You are correct there.
Yeah, it's very wide. Obviously, track limits in this game are quite severe, so.
Westy right now going through pool 1. Forgive me if I've got that wrong. I'm not sure about my corners. I'm terrible with the knowledge, but Westy going through there right now. He's on the soft tyres as well. Going to be interested to see how he does. Obviously, he should have all the momentum in the world coming off his race win, and obviously being promoted to 3rd place as well. Could potentially take 2nd in this after this race, and maybe getting closer to Leon, who is in the lead of the championship.
This will help him if Legend doesn't block him.
He shouldn't do in qualifying, and obviously he's getting a big amount of a tow. Whether it was effective or not, we'll find out. Neb's to set a lap time. It's on medium tyres. Plus, it's not really the best lap. There we go. Skeeven answers your question there about the laps not being great, and Westy's answered it even further. We were 1 minute 42.9, almost a second quicker than Skeeven on the mediums.
Do you think the second is the gap between the soft and medium? Was it quite a long lap? Do you think that's a good delta in second, or do you think it may be slightly more than that?
I feel like Skeeven could have probably. I would say it would be around 8/10 difference between them. Although I'm not great, and I've not been in many races in Belgium, if I'm being completely honest. But I would say roughly there's about a second difference between the soft and medium. So Skeeven's probably on the same pace as Westy, but maybe there is a chance that he isn't. Who is on a lap right now? Leon's on a lap. He's on the hards. Let's see what his pace is on the hards. Give a good insight to see how far off he is, the championship leader. 1 minute 45.1. Not the slowest lap, so pretty decent lap. What has happened to Z3 there? He's absolutely.
He's put it on a pit exit, I believe.
Oh, and he's blocking there. He's disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane. Oh my words, that's not what he wants to see at all.
At the very back of the grid, obviously the guy that got pole last week in Germany won't be repeating that tale this week.
Unfortunately, not for him. I'm on board with Unknown African right now. He's now just going into sector 2. Not the fastest laps. I believe he's still on it. Looks like it. No necessary signs to say he's not on it. He's coming through this section right now. He's got a little wide there. Maybe has invalidated his lap, although ERS is telling us different. A lot of curb there. Got to be careful. Goes through pretty well.
The time's still valid according to the live timing, so yeah, it's still a valid lap for him. So we'll see what he does. He got 4th place last week. Good result from him.
James Slater going slow there. Probably on his in lap, and he's gone very wide there. That's gonna really. He's gone wide as well there. He's kind of lost it.
Yeah, he almost hit the wall there. It's very close to that wall, which it does seem quite a long way away. But if you went a little bit wide, you can get scarily close to it. And the Renault driver certainly did there. This lap has been totally ruined by that mistake, because you need a good exit out there to carry you through the final section, and he just didn't have it there. So this lap time would be down on what he was capable of.
It's a 1 minute 45.1. Not the worst of laps, but it's slower than Leon, who has set a lap on the hards, but it's much better than Nebster. Nebster probably made a mistake as well, as it looks like.
Not at least half a second there of that mistake, I believe. So yeah.
So who is on a lap? No one really to mention on a lap.
About to start a lap, so go more to see what he's doing.
So is Foxy Dude. I'll get back to Rob Forbes in a minute. Both these guys are on laps now, but obviously Foxy Dude has been known recently for his pole positions, but so has Rob Forbes. So interesting choice of drivers there to watch.
Oliver Bell is in the wall.
Oh, where has he lost it? Has he lost it at where I think he's lost it?
He's very lucky though. He didn't lose a wheel, so he can limp back to the pit.
Yeah, I've just seen him there.
Him and his teammate were very close there, so don't know what happened. I think they got into each other's way up the approach to Rouge and Nodion, so that's not a good team at the McLaren
Hasn't.
team.
Well, they have probably been a good partnership, Skeven and Ollie Flavel. They have helped each other out in the past, I've noticed.
Didn't help each other out there though. That was
they kind of a bit difficult for them to, bit of difficulties there for them too, and probably a little bit of arguments perhaps going on.
Skevan was coming out the pits, and Ollie Flavel starting a flying lap, so yeah, bit of miscommunication there. But they're both able to come back to the pits, and they're still in the qualifying session. It's getting a bit darker, I've noticed. There's rain on the horizon. It doesn't look like it, but
no one's mentioned it. Usually you get that one person who mentions it in the chat that there is a lot of rain and starts to panic, but at the moment, got no one saying anything about rain. I mean, it'd be very, very cross your fingers-esque for rain, if I'm being honest. But let's go on board with Rob Falls as he's going through the last corner right now. I will make sure the Foxy Dude is seen. Second, Foxy Dude coming through, bus stop chicane as well. Let's see how his lap's going. Looks like it's going to be pretty good. He is, that is correct. And it's third place, so he could probably make up a lot of time there on the soft tyres. Very quick track.
He's viable from maybe even a low 42 if he nails it. So yeah, good luck for the Ferrari driver. Then Ferrari can strong again.
Jonas is coming into sector 3. Let's see how his lap's doing. Obviously we can't see if he's up or down, and there is rain on the way, by the way. If you just notice on your screen, it does kind of tell you when it's raining on board, and as you can see, you could tell on the halo there is a little bit of raindrops falling, so maybe these are the last chances for Ollie Flavel is gonna have to start probably there.
I thought it could be possible. Yeah, I'm quite surprised why these guys didn't, because they know when the weather's coming. I'm quite surprised that these guys didn't commit to laps early on. I mean, I would have thought you'd commit to the soft tyres early on if you knew it's going to rain, and just have that time on the board, as you know, uses it there looking a bit sketchy up. It was Radion, but you know, back to 4th place lap, and looking just about that might keep, as I think you can still improve at the moment, but it's not going to be long till them track conditions really won't improve. It's drizzle at the moment, but it'll soon start to rot on the track.
So I'm aboard with Cohen right now, who is, I believe, ahead of Nexus Legend. Nexus Legend is on a lap, but I'll just see what Cohen's dealt with. He's gone insanely wide there, probably invalidated his lap. But let's just stick on board to see what his delta looks like. See if it's up or down. If it's up, then obviously he may just be good enough. But let's see. He is down by 0.2. This not good. This doesn't look good for Nexus Legend, who is now coming through down to the bus stop chicane any second now. It's going to be very interesting to see what his lap time is going to be.
He wants to finish up to get that time on the board, but we don't know where he'll be. It's not always a valid time. It's got a good lap though. It goes 4th
place.
Not bad in damp conditions.
Something that I'm shocked about is Leon's down in 12th place. That's going to be very interesting going into the race.
He's on them hard tyres. He's in the garage now, and judging by this, I don't think he's going to improve from that 12th place, because it is starting to get a bit heavier this race. So yeah, Leon, he was on them hard tyres early on. He did a good lap on the hard tyres, but he's going to be way down in the pack for the race. So yeah, we've got a few guys that are going to start in the mediums. If it's a dry start, of course. There's a ski band coming out in Inters, so I don't know if that's for a bit. Maybe that's
a bit early. That is a bit early.
Practice, we never know. But yeah, it's interesting. This top 10. It's a bit. I mean, the top 4 or 5, maybe top 6, what you expect. But a bit further down, it's a bit more mixed up and a bit. Don't expect to see Jonas a good lap there in 7th place, and Gavin doing more than 8th. But yeah, Leon and Ollie Flavel.
Ollie's losing it as well. He's losing the what do you call it, traction there. And,
I think the track condition. I've got a message from him in the chat.
I was gonna get onto that.
Skivan, he says Skivan blocked him, but Skivan's saying he was trying to give him slipstream, but they were a little bit too close to Pale Rouge, and I think they might have just misjudged that as we're not going to see more improvements in time. This track is starting to get damp.
Everyone should really just retire, because there's 4 minutes left. There's no point continuing. These will be
2-minute out laps and get a 1 lap of practice in, so yeah, you might as well just retire and then we can get to the race.
And there's Skeeven retiring as we speak as well.
Yeah, so West trying to retire his car in the pit lane, but yeah, he's done that now.
Well, Westy is your pole sitter. Rob Fobbs in second. Westy has got a lot of momentum then, as it looks like, and everyone is now retiring, as we were speaking about just then. In this qualifying session, who's done really well and who's kind of been disappointing for you?
Jonas, he's sang out for me in 7th place. That's a good effort from him. He's quite solid in the races, but qualifying he struggles, and 7th place is a good result for him. As yeah, he's looking strong, and I think Gavin as well. You know, I haven't really seen much from him. So the guys in the guys on 4th row definitely stood out, and the guys that are disappointed that have to be Leon and Ollie Flavel, I think. I know Ollie Flavel maybe is a bit unlucky with what happened on his lap, but yeah, they've got some work to do in the race. But you can overtake round Spa. It's track where you can overtake on. So as you know, it's coming out on the intermediate tyres, and yeah, so it's interesting. I don't know what he's.
That argument continues to grow between the two McLaren drivers. They're both complaining.
In 2007, this, so yeah.
Oh, we're getting to that sort of area as it looks like, and obviously they are McLaren as well, which is ironic. So we want to see how that plays out for both of them two drivers. Must focus on the race though, because if you're gonna keep messaging and arguing in the chat, that could lose focus for not just you, but the person who you are arguing with. So I suggest you all stop arguing in the chat, in my personal opinion. Then again, I'm not these drivers are probably different.
No, got the 2 Alfa Romeo cars out on track on as everybody else is in the garage waiting for these guys to maybe presumably retire, and then we can get on with the race.
Ollie's just replied to us, "Nah, we are chill." Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I believe they do communicate in the race, so you want to have a good calm atmosphere in the race. Obviously, you'd rather have this happen in qualifying than the race, because in the race you can recover, but in qualifying you can recover, but in the race it happens and you sort of ruin. So yeah, good job happening qualifying rather than the race.
I feel like, interestingly, we could be right that we could see some rain in the race, because these drivers, I would have expected them to retire.
Yeah, and a few of these guys top 10 are all mediums, so maybe it might be a dry start and maybe rain a bit later on. That's what I'm presuming, because they would have known about the weather conditions. They would have known it would rain after qualifying. So so it'd be interesting. The mill has.
Ollie has mentioned there is rain. I don't really want to spoil that, but everyone in the chat can see it. Who sees in the chat, in the live chat on YouTube, of course. On to Leon though. Obviously, it's a disappointing qualifying from him. But what strategy do you do here? Do you go medium soft? Do you go soft medium? And
well, if it's raining in the race and it's a dry start, you try and go on the hardest tyre possible. Obviously, I'm told the hard tyre isn't that viable here, so maybe not the hard tyre, but yeah, I think you'll go on the medium and maybe hope the rain happens after all them soft guys pit, and that does happen, and you're right back in contention. But a good start from him will put back in contention area. And I've seen from Leon, he has fought through the field in the past. I remember Baku, who was down in like 7th or 8th place after a poor start and fought through to win. So you can't count anybody out, especially if rain comes. And like I say, this track is quite easy to take on. Maybe not in the rain, but in the dry, it certainly is back there. So.
Well, it depends when the rain comes. If it comes early, then I would say the soft tyres. If it's set to come later, could be more interesting and saucy indeed, which obviously would target for Leon, Clone, etc. to probably go on the hard tyres. Also, it depends what allocation they've set. I may not have the option for the hard tyres really. I don't know if that's a possibility. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You can start on hard tyres, yeah, but I believe it's not a popular choice because I believe the hard tyres they're not viable at the start of a race and heavy fuel load, because obviously it takes fuel that's to get them up to speed. So
That's gonna
I've done
be.
that once on F1. I've done that once on an old game, but they were different tyres. That was a different tyre model, so I don't think it'll work on this game. I did that on 2017, but this game's completely different 2017, so I don't think it'll work as well it does it on that game.
As Jonas is just about to finish his lap, and finally we can get underway with the race. Kind of pointless for him to set this lap, but I mean, if you want to get used to the intermediates on this track, you can do, and he's obviously taken that opportunity, and maybe he has a little bit more of comfortability on these intermediate tyres.
Yeah,
We will find out.
That's unlike fuel, though, unless you put a lot of fuel on it, that wouldn't help him out. As so go through the qualifying here on pole position, you've got West in the Ferrari, going on from his win last week. Second place, Rob Forbes in the Mercedes. Third, first medium runner, Foxy Dude. Fourth, Legend. Fifth, Yano on the mediums. Sixth, Skivan on the mediums. Seventh, Jonas, soft. Eighth, Gavin. Ninth, James Slater on the mediums. Then we've got Cohen, Clone, Leon, Unknown African, Napster, Ollie Flavel, PB, SJ, and Z3 who sat in the back. So four guys fell at a time. Obviously SJ did that qualifying ban, but because of Z3's DSQ, he does not start last, he starts 17th.
It's lucky for him, I guess. One position is a significant amount of positions, of course. He's still got to make his way through the field, though. There's still 16 drivers ahead. As we look onto the race, and it's quite a lot of overcast at the moment, so we could see some rain quite early. But early prediction.
Start, but yeah, I don't know what lap this rain will come. Obviously, it could come maybe laps. What laps do you think the guys get stopped to before they have to pit? What lap would you say the soft guys will be pitting? That will be a huge influencer on this.
The soft guys, I would say, usually would probably pit around lap 6 or 7 at maximum. I feel, though, looking at the clouds in the corner, maybe the rain comes much earlier, as a few guys are ready and up.
I've had it in the past where rain hasn't come on the formation lap, so if that happens, well, anything's in for play. And obviously, you can't pit on the formation lap in this game, unfortunately, so the guys will have to take the start, but it might be a mad dash to pits in lap 1 if that happens. And so we are sponsored by our sponsor Next Level Racing. I'll quickly mention them before we go underway. And obviously, as we all know by now, as Wesley leads the session, so
you're the lead. Well,
poor man leads the session.
Is that him out of the race? Is that him out of the race?
Well,
it
his
must
name's
be
not on the tower, so Rob Forbes is second, but he will effectively take pole position. So,
wow, Westy must be absolutely livid with that. I'm sure he's absolutely going crazy right now with what's happened. That's so unfortunate for him. What a great qualifying lap as well to get on pole position.
He got his lap on really early. He did get a bit of tow from Legend, but still it was a good lap, and I think it would have been close to him.
Look at that Ferrari in the background. The Foxy Duke going everywhere there. It looked like a little bit decent.
Foxy has been lagging a bit recently, so hopefully he's got that sorted. I'm sorry, so it's really up to the I'll mention our sponsor Next Level Racing. Obviously, this season all 4 drivers champions. We're getting close to the end of the season now, but they'll be getting a nice wheel stand delivered free of postage and packaging by Next Level Racing. And if you fancy one of them yourselves, go onto their website, and if you fancy one and you want to save some money, put in the code, in the discount code 1HUB10 for a nice 10% discount. And I believe we are having a restart, so we'll be restarting the lobby.
Okay, that's probably needed. I mean, it's probably fair as well. Just wait for an invite to that. I was going to say it's probably likely we were going to do so anyway. Just wait for an invite in a minute. Sorry guys about this, but yeah, so you can continue about Next Level Racing.
Yeah, obviously they're our sponsor this season. They've given us good support during the past few seasons. This year they've definitely upped the game and the support, and these prizes. I know we keep. I know people know about it now, but we want to get their name out, and they've been really supported us this season, and it's good to see obviously the league growing this season with 4 tiers, and
such a generous prize as well, isn't it?
Especially in this tier.
This tier has probably been the best racing of out of all the 4 tiers. Not to be biased at all, but about them as well. Also, that's a phenomenal offer, isn't it? right there, a wheel stand, especially that.
Now, so I'm rejoining
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's a good offer. There's yeah, obviously now I had to do this last week, and it was a bit of a pain. I had to do the grid editor, and it's quite easy to do actually. Easier than I thought it was to do, but it can be. You need to double check out if they're in the right position, and obviously the guys in the top 10, they'll have to start on them tyres they're qualified on, and if there's no rain in the race, which I don't know what the weather settings were. I believe Leon will know because he's got the. I didn't have that last week. The where you see the weather settings, so I believe he might set it to what it was on the thing. But yeah, the top 10 they will start on the tyres they're qualified on.
And obviously, if they decide not to, then they'll be they'll be penalised. Obviously,
Yeah.
I mean,
And,
you can't just change your strategy just because of a restart.
No, and I see last week. I'll tell you, sorry, last week I had me and Kieran were joining Obby, and I had to mute him just to make sure I could fully concentrate on setting the grid up because I didn't want any distractions. So I'm a bit rude on the stream, but I do apologise. But we had to make sure we got it right, and we did in the end. So that was important. So I do apologise for that last week. But yeah, I wanted to make sure everything was done correctly. It's not normal a spectate hosted lobby, but you know. I actually drafted him last week, so yeah, hopefully. Leon knows what he's doing, he's more accustomed to this though, so he knows what he's doing. Just waiting for the drivers to rejoin, obviously they're
Taking a while.
Rejoin quickly, hopefully.
Taking a little while to rejoin, but perhaps Leon has not invited them yet. As here they...
No. Leon actually leaves a second, or maybe we're getting a new, or no, he'd be getting a new host maybe.
Perhaps.
I'll leave rejoin. So yeah. Oh, he was actually in the lobby. I was just scrolling down the thing. So he was actually in the lobby already. I was just going down the screen.
We are expecting 18 drivers to join. Hopefully.
See, as a driver, when you're prepared to start the race, you'll make strategy screen, set your strategy, and make sure like your weather and everything. Is it a bit? You're actually getting happy with the race and you get a restart. Is it a bit? Does it really affect your preparation for the restart, or is it just not really a issue?
I guess it really depends. In this situation, I don't think it should affect your focus or your momentum too much, since you've obviously not started the race yet. But say if you had to do a restart, maybe lap 5 and beyond or something on, especially a track like Spa, I think maybe you start to lose a bit of that momentum since you've got to start again, and maybe it puts a little bit of frustration in, etc. And I mean, it's only a formation lap. I'm guessing that's fine for most of these drivers, but some drivers may be a little bit annoyed with the fact that we've had to restart. Perhaps maybe due to time issues, obviously. Some people do have some of that, but luckily none of us commentators do. So, obviously, hopefully drivers don't either. We've got 13 at the moment.
Yeah, well, so we did have 18 for the lobby, so we'll get there, I believe. We'll just see if you guys might be out just resetting the routers or making sure. Just make sure I think it's all correct.
Yep.
Hopefully get underway quite shortly, but yeah, for this grid editor you need all 18 guys in the lobby to do it properly, so hopefully they do join quickly. You can sort of draft, you can sort of put the guy's position, but I know everyone's joining now, got 17, so wait for one guy to join and then we'll be able to restart. But obviously this is a huge benefit to the guys that qualify the softs, because they now get to start on fresh softs rather than used softs, and that and obviously around the a lap on softs just take quite a bit of tyres, so they'll be able to maybe go a lap or two longer, which help their strategy, especially if there's rain in the mid part of the race, which we believe there was, but I don't know if that happened on the restart.
Z3 just asked, why is the weather custom? I'm sure that's probably just to make sure that it doesn't. I believe that is. I forgot his name now. How can I forget? He's the fastest guy on the game. I can't think of his name.
Last week I didn't have the weather information. So I did the lobby last week with restarting on the weather information, so I wasn't sure what the weather was. So I just But yeah, obviously Leon will have that information. I don't know. I think Leon will have that information, so hopefully.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, and I'm just telling you now, I'm just putting this out here now, the guy Yakin Vilams, again, I will say that wrong, because I say it wrong all the time. He is a part of this group that we have called the Gavin Gang, and we call it the Gavin Gang because Gavin gets a lot of his friends on the stream to cheer him on, and it works all the time, kind of. And it's kind of impressive since he always watches races, despite maybe not enjoying the sport in general, but very loyal there, and I'd just like to say thank you to them, and obviously I do like that. So if you'd like to mention them, obviously in further races you can do. If you rather not, then that's fair enough, but just to put it out there. But yeah, I wonder how long it'll take to restart this. It looks like we're just about to go. We've got 8 out of 18 drivers now readying up. Everyone's now readying up. Nexus Clone is a bit eager to get underway, as it looks like.
So yeah, obviously we'll go straight to our main lap and then we'll get underway. So the qualifying, the grid will be exactly the same as seen in qualifying. As
something's happened there. Host has changed the session, not session, the
maybe
settings.
The grid wasn't exactly right. Maybe some minor adjustment, but yeah, we should be going underway now. Oh.
If everyone can make sure that they are in the right team, and obviously if they are in a team, a little bit of confusion in the chat about the custom weather.
Yeah, well, I had my weather info last week on the screens. I couldn't do custom weather because I didn't know weather. I thought it was dry on the start, but obviously as spectators, we get the biggest information to everybody on anything. So yeah, well, to us, I don't know.
To us, commentators.
I'm not part of the coordinator chat, so I don't know what they're setting. We have a tier coordinator chat. I'm not part of that, so yeah, I expected the flags. Obviously, I was by myself last week.
To us commentators, the weather is like a lottery, which is technically a good thing. So, if people obviously expose it to us, then we know. But if we don't get exposed to it, it's kind of like a lottery to us, and kind of like a hope for rain in some certain scenarios. So. We will be getting rain in this race, as we've already been told. That's a spoiler for you. And when it's coming, we don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, because obviously they've got to start. Every driver has got to start on the tyre that they were not on, so that they were on in qualifying. Obviously, except for if you're 11th down to 18th, and you just follow the strategy that you were at before.
Yeah, like I say, we're gonna go anyway. So hopefully, probably not going to decide and have a good race.
It's good that everyone has.
I believe Leon might have consulted with somebody. That's what the weight matters. Well, I'm not sure, but yeah, we're about to get underway.
Took a little bit of a while, but we should be underway for definite this time. If not, there will be obviously some issues that will have to be changed a little bit. But as everyone starts to load in, and talked about the host, about Leon and everything, he's still loading in there. I mean, it's Unknown Africans who's the last one to load in. I don't know if that's an issue or anything like that, though. I don't need to mention that, if I'm being honest, so just wait for it to start.
It does look quite similar, the weather, to what it was earlier, so hopefully we know disconnect so we can actually get underway on time. Well, it's not on time obviously because of the restart, but if we get away smoothly as yeah. So
I don't know if I asked you this beforehand, but what are your predictions for the race?
Well, I did say Foxy Dude, and I am loyal, so I'm going to stick with him. I think Foxy Dude will get this win tonight, obviously third on the grid, but he's on the medium tyres, which might play an advantage. So yeah, Foxy Dude for the win tonight. I think I see his car jumping up and down the grid, so hopefully he doesn't lag out.
Okay, I'm for the win. I've got a lot of faith in Westy, but then again, it's going to be very confusing to us to figure out who the winner is going to be for definite, since we have no clue when the rain is coming. It could come lap 2, or it just could come like lap 13, which obviously could possibly benefit the guys on the mediums and the hard tyres.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I believe everyone has gone on their strategy that they were on before, which is good to see. SJ racing at the back there on the soft tyres, probably looking to make up a few positions from start.
Aggressive open few laps to get up the field, but he has to have a good start. Obviously, don't miss up any of his medium runners, and yeah, mediums and softs, no hard tyres. Not a huge surprise, because in these cold conditions and dark conditions, I believe the hard tyres are not that good. So I'm not surprised to see them 2 tyres. I'm not surprised to see no hard tyres.
Well, obviously it takes the harder tyres to get more up to temperature quicker than the soft tyres and medium tyres. So the medium tyres may have maybe a little bit of a problem from the start. So soft tyre runners do have that advantage. So Legende, Jonas and Gavin especially will probably be looking to make up some positions.
Yeah. And there's some news, obviously, that F1 will be keeping the 2019 tyres for 2020, so these tyres will be pretty much the same next year, so, yeah.
Kind of disappointing for us, obviously, as fans in F1 in real life, because obviously these tyres kind of do suck, let's be honest.
Overheat a lot, even for the cars to do, or tend to overheat, so yeah.
Westy is ahead of a lot of people right now. Gonna be. I'd rather slow down if I was him and bunch up the grid a little bit.
Back up here, yeah, because I believe you do get taken over just before the bus stop chicane. So we want to, he's backing up now, and Rob Forbes caught up to him. So maybe it's going to be a bit of a burnout. Maybe if you see the tyre temperatures on the formation map, they are quite critical for their good launch. You want to get the brake temperature nice and warm for turn 1, because turn 1 is quite a sharp approach. It's a tight hairpin. Quite a heavy braking zone. It's probably the heaviest braking zone on the circuit, so you don't want to be your brakes too cold there, because you might run a little bit deep and lose your positions.
You saw as Foxy did there, going a little bit wide on the formation lap, weaving a bit too much there. So more predictions for this race. Who is the one? Well, not really a prediction, but who is the one to watch here?
That has to be Leon, the 12th place, obviously, way out of position. Yeah. And I expect him to charge through the field and maybe get up to that top 5 within about 5 or 6 laps, especially when the soft tyres start to go off as we're about to get underway.
Let's not forget about Ollie Flavel either. Obviously down in 15th place, another championship rival, but we are just about to get underway, just forming up to the grid, and hopefully that we can get underway soon. Just waiting for the lights to appear on our screens. It looks like it's about to start. They're not showing up, but they are 5 lights, and we are underway. And who has got a good start there? It's not really the best view for us to see, but at the moment I feel like it's a good start from Foxy Dude there on the inside. What's he going to do with Rob Forbes on the outside as well? Very close between these two, but I think Rob Forbes got away with it very easily. It's going to be interesting now, down to the run to El Rouge, up Radion as well. Let's see who gets a better momentum there. Went a bit deep. He did as well, and look at the slipstream there. Rob Forbes is about to make a move on him. He will have the inside line as well. Not really the best camera I would have wanted there, if I'm being honest, but he's going to slip behind it. A little bit of contact at the back there. What has that done to wind damage wise? I don't think he's lost a little bit at all. SJ Race.
Leon spun around.
Leon spun. Oh no, this is
chicane, so yeah.
He's got wind damage. Has he got wind damage? No, he hasn't got wind damage. Someone else picked wind damage up there instead. Look at SJ Racing, started 17th, he's already up to 11th.
Soft tyres, aggressive start. He did really capitalise there. He gained 5 places, I believe, and yeah, it has worked, that strategy. As Westy, he runs a bit deep there though. He's got to be careful there. He's running wide there. You can easily just lose a lot of time. You can easily not recover. So yeah, he's done quite well there to recover. As Westy, he's hang on there. It was a bit, obviously being in turn 1, first place at Spa. Sometimes a bit of a curse rather than a blessing, but Westy hold on there as well. Forbes, he's got a good one here, and maybe go for a move into the bus stop chicane.
Well, let's see here. He's got a little bit of slipstream there. Let's see how he does coming into the final section.
The bus stop chicane.
Could he make a move here? Nah, he's a bit too far back. Oh, look at Foxy Dude though. He's got a little bit of an issue there, a little bit with desync as well, but hopefully that's sorted. Look at Legende just at the back there of Foxy Dude. Maybe gonna try and move after on this straight. Maybe all these guys have got a lot of slipstream, and Foxy Dude there still showing a little bit of issues there.
He's in the pits, so he's got wind damage, I believe, so he's in for a pit stop.
That answers our question. Westy now coming up, Raddy on and onto the straight. He's got a pretty good run. It's not a pretty good run. He's got a pretty good gap between him and Rob Forbes. I wouldn't expect Rob Forbes to make a move, but maybe closing a little bit. And no, it's no way he's gonna take over Westy at this current point. Quite a good start to the race for him.
Yeah, it was. All the top 12 will be in DRS of each other. DRS will be active next lap, so I do expect to see a lot of position changes. But we might see yet another DRS train. As Ollie Flavel, he's not at the best of starts. He's hanging in for 8th place, and I believe he's got a bit of wind damage. So he's going to be suffering until the pit stop phases. Because if he pits now, and it stays dry, he's going to have to commit to a 2-stop. So I believe he might hold up some rain when it comes. But we don't know when it's going to come. It's not coming yet though. It's still looking quite dry.
2 Williams at the moment struggling. Cohen down in 15th place now. I wonder if he's got wing damage or something, because there's no way those soft tyres should be performing the way they are at the moment.
It's alright. I think he's just stuck in traffic. I think he's struggling to get past this Red Bull, this Mercedes and this McLaren. See if he's got one and only here. Obviously, all he's going to suffer through the wing damage.
Let's see what's going to happen here between these two. It's about for 13th, so not much, but definitely a good chance to make a move, and it looks like he isn't.
Foxy Dude is looking quite... He's on the back of Rob Forbes. Rob Forbes is hanging on like DRS of Westy. That might save him, as Legend is looking to get these 2 as well, but... Yeah.
Rob Forbes is quite far back. He will have DRS, but... shouldn't do much.
With Foxy Dude, but Foxy's got a good run there. He might fancy his opportunity.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Line, is it?
Yep, he's got him. Absolutely beautiful move there, and he should make it a Ferrari 1-2 for the time being. But Rob Forbes will have DRS, and I'm not sure when the next DRS bit is. I've completely forgot.
It's pit straight. It's pit straight. So yeah.
A long time to wait then.
On the pit straight, you better just wait until after Rouge, aren't you? Because if you get past Bob pit straight, you just get overtaken anyway. So yeah, if I want to, and Foxy's on a medium tyres, and he's in a good position. I have to say, he's only got his teammate ahead, and
he's in a good position on the medium tyres as well. It shows he's capable to keep up with the soft tyre guys. Do you think maybe he's a lot faster than estimated? Maybe it's just his fortune that has let him down this season.
Yeah, he definitely has the pace with races. He should have won Germany. He was so lucky that safety car that came out for a guy that just pulled in the pits and retired, so he should have won that race. And Hungary was looking good for a podium.
Wasn't Britain also where he should have won?
Britain's looking good. I think in Hungary, what cost him? Oh, it's starting to rain.
It's starting to rain already. Then the soft tyre guys probably have benefited better than the medium tyre guys. Although
it all depends when it's wet enough to pit though, because we do see sometimes it rains and it gets wet straight away, or sometimes it does rain and it takes a couple of laps. As Foxy might be vulnerable here from Rob Forbes because he's not got DRS, and these medium tyres, they won't be as good in these conditions as they were in that dry phase.
It's going to be very difficult as well with these greasy conditions, especially at Radion. Maybe someone will spin in a minute, but at the moment, Rob Forbes is going to hold on to third, maybe even get second here. He's got a run on Foxy Dude, but he's not going to make the move, and neither is Legende.
Stevan has got through Gavin for 6th place.
Very close between these two. SJ Racing picks up a 3-second time penalty. Has a promising start.
Passed his teammate, has he? Yes, he has. He's up to 15th, so his progress, he's already got PB as well, so he's starting to move up the field. There's Gavin and Skivan are going side by side, but
yellow flags. Set the 1-2.
Yeah,
someone's
that's
Cohen.
PB Racing and Cohen have come together, I believe.
That's not what you want to see, really, between those two. Probably going to be a little bit of conflict between these two.
Looking at this weather, would you be in the pits this lap?
No, I would wait a little bit longer. It looks like it's not, in my opinion, it's not raining enough to really phase these drivers off.
Westy starting to pull a gap on the guards behind, so this is going to help Westy. Maybe Fox Dude's backing up a little bit for Westy. I don't know, but Westy's had a good lap here, and if I was near the back, I'd potentially gamble, but I think he might stay out. So it is a long lap around here. Not forget, it is a very long lap. So they're all staying out though.
A little bit close between these three. Also, a little bit of a run Rob Forbes does have now. Gavin's in. This is interesting. Very early indeed, I would say. But as we look for the battle for second right now, Foxy Dude and Rob Forbes very close between the two of them. This is going to be interesting to see how drivers react to the greasy conditions.
Yeah, I think these medium tyres are not as effective as the soft. As Forbes getting very close to Fox Dude there. Ooh. He's got to save it, but he should get second place now quite easily down the straight.
Yeah, watch Casper as well. Legende is catching up with Foxy Dude right there, but he's not going to make a move just yet. He's just very close behind him.
Unknown happened James Slater at the fight of the podium in Hungary, and now Unknown gets into 9th place. And the thing to look out for is that DRS disabled sign. That's when the game thinks it's wet on the inters. As Gavin, Cullen and PB have got nothing to lose. They had to do wing damage anyway, so I'm not surprised they've gone on inters.
Well, Gavin had no damage, but let's see how Gavin's doing at the moment in terms of pace. It's telling me Gavin's on the medium tyres. It's obviously not. It's just a game's glitch. Once again, it happens for me all the time for some reason. But see how he's doing on these intermediate tyres.
Keep an eye on the gap between Gavin and Wally as well. That'll tell us. That'll tell us. So keep an eye on that gap as well.
Doesn't look too bad, does it? Like if we look at the gap to the leader, he's 28 seconds. Depending if he's gone too early or too late. Let's have a look. Looks like he's coming. Looks like he's coming too early. You'll see where the leaders come in.
I believe Westy will stay out. I believe he'll stay out. But Fox Dude may pit. He may have to pit. He may have to, because obviously they'll have to double stack.
Maybe Gavin.
They'll stay out.
Maybe Gavin should have pitted this lap. In my opinion, maybe this would have probably been a chance to maybe make some moves. I feel like he went maybe a little.
You got on board with him. He's struggling for grip. Yeah, and obviously. When you want a tyre in dryish conditions, they do overheat. So by the time you do get to the condition, you don't have as much grip as what other guys do with the fresh inters. So as Fox do, it's going to fancy the repass and Rob Forbes here, but Legend is not far off. But I think a terrible run out of Radion there. Yeah,
he definitely has. I just noticed that as well. Skeever's picked up a 3-second time penalty, but it's another move for Foxy Dude back into second place. A pretty good move. Puts on the defence charge as well, but now hopefully he can get away from Rob Forbes this time. It's going to be interesting in this.
It'd be interesting. All this is doing though, it's allowing Westy to pull away. He's got a 2-second lead now, and he's starting to pull away. He's well clear of DRS, and he's going to have priority over pit stops. And it still looks a lot of grip on these dry tyres. Obviously, it's not ideal grip, but they're not struggling.
No, not at all. Ollie Favel's just come into the pits for intermediates, so they're suddenly becoming more favourable. He had wing damage, did he? So
that is going to be gambled there, but it's starting to get a little bit heavier. But I do think these leaders, it's going to be tough because it is a too long lap. But obviously, if you do pit a lap, Nebster's out. He was at the back anyway, so I think he might have binned it or just pulled into
I think he just came into he pulled into pits to retire. I noticed that about it. I was like, why on earth is he pitted again? But he's probably just retired. Not a very good day. It's looking for the Haas guys at all there.
No, Haas have had a pretty poor season, it has to be said.
Westy has put a gap of almost 2 seconds, but it's been closed a little bit. Foxy Dude's going well wide there. I don't know. I mean, I can't really tell.
No, they're all staying out. So yeah, they're all staying out. There's no Jonas is coming in. Interestingly, Jonas in the Alpha, he's coming in. So he's going on inters, but I don't think inters are working for Gavin. I don't think it's working.
No,
I don't.
He came in way too early, in my opinion. Way too early.
Now he's well out the points. So if Evan, he's well out the points as well now. So he was in a good position, but now he isn't. He needs a safety car now, get back in it. As Legend goes really wide out of Radion there, and he's very lucky to hit the runoff area. Obviously next year that's going to be gravel, so he's very lucky at the runoff now. As Juno's now catched up a lot there, so
it's going to be very close indeed as Rob Forbes takes second place right now. But how many laps do you reckon that these soft runners are going to run on soft tyres?
I think they'll be feeling quite second hand now. I think Legend's really struggling for grip. I think his tyres have gone off, but you can't really pit because it's not into conditions yet. So you're going to have to just stay out and hope. And
gamble.
Hope and pray that it does seem a little bit wet, damp now, but still I'm on board Legend now. He's still got plenty of grip in poo on, so yeah.
I'm just having a look at I'm just looking at Jonas, and PB has retired in the pits as well. Jonas is 27 seconds off. He was 28 seconds off the leader a minute ago. What could this do to Jonas here? Could be interesting for him. Gavin's 45 seconds, so Jonas...
Ollie Clavel has lost up El Rouge, and he's got wind damage, so yeah, his race has gone from bad to worse.
Yeah, it's not really the right tyres to be on, is it? Let's be honest, a bit too early. These drivers cannot change to drier tyres, so otherwise they'll have to make a freestyle work. And look at Rob Forbes in the background there, struggling for grip at the end there. And
Legend and Ski Van are in, so yeah, Rob Forbes. I believe these soft tyres are sort of starting to hit the cliff now. But Westy's doing a good job there. He's not struggling as much as these other guys. He's doing a really solid job. But his teammate wants that second place back.
He's 3 seconds between them now, and I think Foxy did a similar thing to Rob Forbes there. So it's going to be interesting to see what the guys, and Rob Forbes goes a little bit deep there, may get a warning.
There's a lot of guys in front of us now. I believe crossover point will be happening in this lap, judged by this.
Look at this,
not
Foxy dude
yet, but,
making a move on Rob Forbes. Rob Forbes has hit the back of him, and that's really what happens when the track starts to get greasy. It's much harder to really brake, especially on these dry tyres.
Foxy picks for a penalty as well, so...
Oh my word. Bit of controversy there. He hasn't got damage though, I don't think, Foxy dude. But obviously now it's starting to show, and this could be very interesting for Legende and Skeven, and maybe even SJ Racing.
I think he may have been wise to just maybe back out. The damp conditions, I think Rob Forbes may have just been wise to maybe just give him a bit more room. If DRS is disabled, so these front 5 will definitely be in this lap, as Ollie Clavel has DNF. So I think his chance of hopes are well and truly dashed now.
Yeah, virtual safety car. This is good for the leaders at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to help. They're quite near the pit lane, so they are going to benefit. These top 5, they are as Legends on the back of C3 there, interestingly.
Well, this is poor for Legende though. Had a good chance really there. If you notice, he was like 21 seconds off the leader. I'm just looking at the leader right now, but virtual safety car has kind of dashed his hopes a little bit of maybe taking the lead of this race.
The gaps will go up in this VSC because obviously they are travelling a lot slower speed. So yeah, and this does reduce maybe half. Maybe this does reduce at least half your time to pit stop, and you can actually we're in the pit lane. The delta doesn't apply, so you can give it full guns in the pit lane to get the pit lane as it's ended now. So they haven't really gained from it really. The VSC ended as about to come to pit, so they haven't really gained from that.
It's going to be interesting to see. Indeed, there's Nexus Legende on into the bus stop chicane, and Z3 go wide. What on earth is going on there with Legende there? Locking up a little bit. What is Westy doing? Westy is still coming out of the pits. Legende has got a chance to lead this race here at the moment. Looking very close indeed.
Skivan as well.
I think Westy has done very well. Skeven, yeah, exactly. Skeven might even have a chance to make a move on Legende, but look at Westy. Absolutely brilliant time of it.
SJ, a colour from SJ. To 4th place. Like, these guys that pitted lap earlier gained a bucket load of time. Look at this.
Wow, that's amazing. Look how this rain has completely changed the grid. Rob Forbes down to 8th.
Skeven's got run on Legend here for 2nd place. Obviously no DRS. You're going to have to purely outbrake the guy. Skeven does that.
Let's see what he does. It's close between them. Maybe a little bit of banging wheels there. Is he going to try and see if he can get the switch back? Probably not going to happen in these conditions. Nexus Legende keeps 2nd place, but look at Westy completely dominating at the moment.
I think coming out of the corner, I think Legend took a warning there just to keep his position. So yeah, he's definitely got corner cut warning for that. But he kept the position. But Skeven looks so much more confident out these 2 drivers.
Let's look at Foxy dude, and you know right now what's happening here. There's a little bit of issues with the.
I think you know, I think Foxy's decent maybe.
Yeah, as it looks like. If you look at Z3,
normally when you get ghosting like that, cars disconnected, getting lapped. You don't normally get that when they're racing position. The Z3.
Look at hard tyres, yeah.
He's on me. Yeah, he selected the wrong tyres. I'm sure of that. He's not changed his tyres, so his race is effectively over as well because he's going to have to crawl back on the pits on the worst tyre of all.
Feel so sorry for him indeed. Skeeven's probably going to try and make a move on Lexus Legende. He's got a good run on him, but let's see how he does out the final corner. He's probably going to go to the inside. No protecting the inside. Probably didn't have a chance to there. But Nexus Legend should have the inside into this chicane, out of the chicane. Sorry, good exit from Skeeven. Yeah, correct. And he does have the better run indeed as well. And he will have the inside line there to protect. And he has taken second place. Good race for Skeeven at the moment. A little bit close though between them as Westy looks well away from these two. But let's not count them out just yet.
Can Skeeven, it's a 5-second gap, but Skeeven looked really quick there behind the Red Bull. Now I see a bit of clear air. Can he catch the Ferrari driver? That's the key one to look out for the next couple of laps. Can that gap come down?
I don't know. These two have been very close.
Leon's on the back of North-African. A massive slide there. That's going to be easy 9th place for Leon down the straight.
That's good for Leon indeed at the moment. He's up to 9th place, so he is making a little bit of a comeback.
He had that spin on lap 1, but don't forget that dropped in the back of the field again. So yeah, he's recovering well. As Z3 is in the pits for
intermediates.
And you have to say his race now is mainly to get a fast lap point. That's what he's. Unless the safety car comes out, of course.
Well, obviously you can't get a fastest lap point unless it goes dry again. I would assume.
No, you can.
I would have assumed.
You can get a fast lap in the rain. You can get a fast lap in the rain.
I
Still
mean,
counts. Oh no, it means it was dry. Yeah, sorry, I was a bit flux.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 1 minute 47s. I can't see that being happening on the intermediate tyres.
Been a bit dumb there.
But Skeeven has got a little bit away from Nexus Legende. Foxy Dude is kind of getting close to SJ at the moment. This is going to be interesting. Maybe not make a move here, but Yanul as well is in that battle. See what Yanul's doing at the moment on board.
Does have the fastest lap, so he will be getting an extra point wherever he finishes. So yeah, Foxy Dude does have as long as he finishes though, he has to finish. But yeah, he will be getting an extra point as SJ. Yes, SJ's doing well though, 4th place.
Very good race for him. He's got a bit deep. He's going to have to go wide and most likely can see the position as well. It's them to a side by side.
Yanul's there as well.
This could be very.
SJ there. Sorry, mate. I'm just.
I mean, it's going to be very close down to El Rouge. If you step off the brakes for 1 second, it could construct another driver here. Foxy Dude has got a little bit away though, and I feel like there's a little bit of gaps between all 3 drivers now, so this should be fine.
Yeah, Foxy Dude was effective, obviously, because he had to pit the same up as Westy, so he lost a lot of time in the double stack.
Has got a great run on SJ right now, but can he make the move? Of course, there's no DRS here, so it's all about your ERS and the slipstream you get, but it don't look like he's going to make the move. And
SJ wasn't on ERS there, interestingly, and SJ had the best around speed, so he's pulled away. Maybe fancies getting in one of these corners.
Perhaps there's a little bit of contact. He hit the back of SJ, no damage though, so luckily for him.
8th place, he's just past Jonas, so Leon is moving to the field now.
Rob Forbes in 7th as well. Not probably the race he wanted at the moment. He was obviously contending for the lead of this race. Now he's down in 7th.
Yeah, he had that bit of a mess. Yeah, there's Rob Forbes. It seems quite quick as always.
On the outside. Can he get it? Well, it's going to be close. Leon's out. What's happened to Leon?
He's been there. I presume he's just got on that curb. It's put into the wall.
It must have been, yeah.
What an opportunity for Westy now to close that gap.
Yeah, especially and also don't forget Legende as well. Who could close that gap. Going to be very close between these two. Obviously 25 points we go Westy's way unless obviously the rain ends up stopping. If the rain ends up stopping, of course, that obviously means that there could be a chance to get that fastest lap once for all.
If the rain does stop now, you believe they're going medium. If the rain does stop next few laps, maybe they'll stick a softs on and go to the end, because I believe and then go past that. But it doesn't look, but it still looks quite wet though. I don't think it's going to stop for at least next 5 laps.
Well, that's very interesting indeed, as it looks like. If I have to be honest, so at the moment, who has been the best driver of them all at the moment in terms of strategy, how many positions they've made up, just the overall race?
Yeah, well, yesterday Westy's controlled it at the front, but I'm impressed by SJ from he kept it clean early on, and he's capitalising. This good 6th place, but Rob Forbes is gaining, so he might be under pressure. But if he can get top 6 today, I think he'll be really happy with what he's done. Sliding
around a little bit. If I'm on board with Rob Forbes right now, SJ is a bit slidey at the moment. Maybe feeling a little bit under pressure, as 2 guys have passed him just there. But he's now got Rob Forbes behind him.
Yeah, the gap between Skivan and West has come down to 4 seconds, so the gap is coming down slowly, but it's not by a great. It's come down slowly, but Westy is. I think he's driving a bit within himself. I think he's got more speed in that Ferrari.
Well, Skivan at the moment still 4 seconds behind. Next is Legend, has quite a bit of time to him. Now 1.6 seconds. Rob Forbes is still battling with SJ though for 6th place. Unknown African is battling with Jonas as well for 8th, so keep an eye on that for me. It's going to be very close between these. Let's see what Rob Forbes does. He's closing. He's going to try the outside.
Yeah, that wasn't advised. They could have easily lost it there into the wall.
What's SJ going to do? Oh, it's going to be close. He's kept his position well held by SJ there, making sure that Rob Forbes has no way of getting past or finding a gap.
SJ's got really good straight line speed, so it's going to be difficult for Rob Forbes to sit in and find a way past. I think that's why he's trying to move on the outside. You've got to get this done differently, like what did.
Yeah, SJ Racing at the moment doing very well. Obviously getting well away, so it just shows that Rob Forbes probably has a better speed than SJ to get by him, but SJ holding his position pretty well.
Chance now. He's in slipstream. He's got a good chance now. He's got to commit to the inside, and he's just got to outbrake him here. He should get the move done.
Side by side, he should be able to. Let's see, going into the corner. It looks like Rob Forbes has got him.
SJ messes up the entry to the corner. So that'll allow Rob Forbes to pull a nice gap, and he's in 6th place. Well, and it's got 2.5 seconds to ahead. So we'll just see how that develops.
Jonas and Unknown African battling at the moment for 8th place at the moment. Unknown African just behind him. Look relatively close on pace because they've been battling for quite a while at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see if Unknown African makes a move. James Slater is also right behind Gavin as well. So Gavin's just got pie him, I believe, as well. So Gavin potentially still a chance of the points, but would have to obviously hope for an incident in front of him. Unknown African go wide.
Yeah, so he's probably praying for a DNF or some lose their wing or something. But yeah, he's in that position though. If something happens, he can definitely get that point position. As his clone starting to catch the battle between Jonas and Unknown African. Interesting enough, so that's the 3-way battle, 8th place coming up shortly. As Foxy Dude starting to close on Legend. He's within a second, but obviously no DRS, so he's going to have to get a bit closer than that, I think, to get this move done.
Well, Legends has some problems, hasn't he? And 10-second time penalty for SJ there. What happened there? Did he?
Oh, is that at the bus stop? Yeah, I think that might be a glitch in the bus stop. I believe there's a glitch. I know there was an F1 2018 where if you went a certain way through the chicane, got missed the apex, got to take a penalty. So yeah, I think that's what that might be. Obviously, he's got evidence. He should get that overturned by stewards. He's got evidence of what that was, because I'm pretty sure he didn't gain 10. I'm pretty sure he didn't gain 10 seconds there. He sort of lost time for anything. Gavin's in the pits, so has he got wing damage, or is he going for another set of inters?
Well, I wonder if he has got wing damage. It don't look like he has gone on for another set of inters.
Obviously, he did pit early on them inters. Maybe and he was 2 laps on the dry track, so I think his tyre was just gone basically. So that was an enforced pit stop for Gavin. We hope to get him to the end now.
Well, will other drivers have to pit for these?
Cullen's in, so possibly. It was a bit fragile.
Which could be very close. Strategy could play a massive game at the end of the day. And look at Jonas at the moment, and Unknown African. I believe Jonas feeling the pressure from Unknown African and almost actually losing the car completely there. Looking very close between them. Next is Clone as well, just behind. Don't count him out, not at all. But these three-way battle for 8th place. Good battle. Foxy Dude's close.
Got yellow flag set to 1. Oh, Z3's lost it at Radion.
Yep, that's probably not what he wants to see. He's not really had the race he would have wanted. Foxy Dude is catching up to Nexus Legende, looking very close.
He's got a good run, but he's a bit too far back from the bus stop, I think.
Oh, is he going to try it or is he not? I don't know, but Legende goes...
started to close a lot of Westy.
Wow, he is as well.
Stevan is gaining a lot on the Ferrari driver.
Going to be interesting, and obviously... looking at how long it's take Gavin and Cohen, it looks like there may be another pit stop in there as Foxy Dude takes over.
Jonas is in, so these guys may have to do 2 stops on Eaters, it's looking like, because Close got good run on North African here to go around.
He's going to go the outside.
Sort of.
Switch back perhaps.
Yeah, get the better exit, surely. Side by side for here, it's very brave in the wet conditions, but...
Oh, it is very brave, oh my word.
Banging wheels a little bit, but
very close.
Done.
Yeah, oh, is he going to keep it? Oh, he's lost it. Oh my, he's kept it.
What, he did well there, not to lose it or not to hit the Renault. He did really well there to keep that together.
Wow, that was almost a skip of a heartbeat, wasn't it? Just there. But yeah, these guys.
So yeah, I feel these inters are starting to go off now due to that. I think they're starting to lose a bit of grip. As the track is looking is it starting up a little bit drier?
I think the weather is starting to calm down a little bit. Maybe the fact it's dry is because the cars keep going on them, obviously, and drying the track up because of the line and everything. But I can see what you mean. The rain doesn't look like it's kind of simmering down a bit. Could be interesting.
Still going to be in this next few. Like, it's still, I reckon it's still quite wet, but it just seems more of a drier line starting to form now. So, yeah, Skivan takes another half second out of Westy there. So Westy's feeling the pressure. Still feeling the pressure, and after Westy come in the pit to change his tyres, he's only been on 6 laps. So I'm surprised the Inters aren't lasting this long. I've really driven it in this game, so I'm not sure as. See if he loses it again, he'll probably on. So yeah,
he's not had the race he probably would have wanted. Let's be completely honest. No drivers come in. Skeevan is he's less than 2 seconds behind Westy.
Yeah, he's gained almost second that lap. Yeah, Westy is really struggling.
Skeevan could really win this race. He is really on for it at the moment.
Yeah, he gained the full. I just checked the timing. Yeah, Skeevan gained a full second that lap. So another 2 laps on that, he'll be on the back of him. As you know, he's starting to catch up with Legend now, so you know he's fancying 4th place, and Foxy's not that far behind him, so you know he's fancying the podium. Is Legend, he's struggling again.
He's had a bit of issues on those wet tyres and on the surface, well not the wet tyres, the intermediates and the surface in general. Obviously when it started raining, the track started to become greasier. He had that issue, didn't he, on the dry tyres. It's also the same on the intermediates as well. Yanul's closing in on him.
He won't be rubbing his hands because he's too busy driving, but he'll be virtually rubbing his hands seeing that happen. You can see Trey, you can see that Red Bull looking very vulnerable ahead.
Looking very vulnerable indeed at the moment. Skeevan is less than 2 seconds off. He's actually 1.7 seconds off. It's gonna be interesting to see if he turns out actually to pit this lap. I mean, other drivers said pitted around 8 laps into their intermediates, and obviously. After that, the intermediates will go to the end. It's going to be interesting to see what Skeevan does here.
I believe the fact of, like, especially with Gavin, because he pitted so early, he just took something out of his tyres. So if you've got to pit again, you've got to make a decision about now, because you can't leave it too late, because you won't get the benefit of new tyres. And so yeah, if these guys in the pit, they're going to have to do it now. But I don't believe they will. But Skeevan's getting another half second this lap, so it won't be long till Skeevan's in the slipstream of that Ferrari.
It won't be long at all at the moment. And what's Westy going to do? He's staying out. Skeevan staying out. What is Foxy going to do? Staying out. What is Legende? Staying out.
Yeah, I'm going to commit to the game now. I believe if they want to pit, they'll do it already.
Pitting is risky, but let's be honest with you, these tyres are going to keep going out. and obviously we know what Belgium's like. Belgium can really be difficult.
Can be a bit of a tyre killer.
It's just the fact that going up El Rouge into Radion as well. Look at
Legend gets much better run this time, but I think he's maybe a little bit too far back.
He is a bit too far back for the time being, but he's doing pretty well at the moment, keeping with Legende. Both had a similar sort of exit there. I don't think any of them benefited from it. Skeever's almost within a second of Westy now. He's absolutely flying at the moment. Westy's
struggling. He struggles in the middle sector. That's where he's losing most of the time. Where all the corners are. He's struggling for traction, and I believe when we start the next lap, Skeever will be within a second of the Ferrari driver. He may have an opportunity to overtake. As Foxy Do's catching up these two as well, so Westy is not safe in second place even yet. As Foxy Do, he's starting to gain significantly.
It's going to be close towards the end. Let's be honest here, because we don't even know if these guys are going to pit, because if like 8 laps of these intermediates, I don't know how long these tyres can go. Can they? Can they go 5 more laps?
No, but I believe they've pitted already, because. I mean, if maybe it's going to dry up and the whole night dry weather. I don't know, because we don't know the weather forecast. But yeah,
it's a bit of a to be or not to be sort of situation at the moment. Then it's either you pit or you don't pit. And what's going to happen here? Skeever's not pitting either, and no one is pitting. So it looks like maybe
within a second of Westy, so he's going to get slipstream.
He's going to get slipstream. Yanul's trying to make a move on next. It's just not working, but let's see what Skeeven could do here. He's closed in on Westy again. Westy is really struggling in the corners.
Yeah, Westy struggles up Rouge. Skeeven may take the lead here. We'll keep an eye on it. It's very close to Legend, so.
Oh, he's really struggling in the corners of T. It's like his tyres are dead, and Skeeven probably going to close in on him a little bit more even. Look at him.
Is virtually pushing Legend up El Rouge here. This surely is 4th place going to the Red Bull driver.
It's pretty okay for now, but look at him closing. What's Legend going to do? He's gone a little bit more to the centre of the track, and he's kept the position.
He asked that interestingly, so I would have personally gone for it there, because that was a good opportunity gone for the Alfa Romeo driver.
All these drivers are starting to struggle a little bit on the tyres. Except for Skeeven, really. Skeeven, well, actually, Skeeven's now starting to maybe maintain similar sort of times to Westy at the moment. Westy gets a little bit of an advantage.
He's gaining on both these guys. He's almost within a second of Skeeven, so these front three are about converging to each other. As Rob Forbes is starting to catch and Legendary, interestingly, so. We might have a 3-way battle for first, a 3-way battle for 4th. Well, actually, we do have a 3-way battle for first and 4th now.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting towards the end. Skeeven's now over a second for Westy, so he's kind of lost time a little bit.
He's had a better lap, Westy. He's had a better lap this lap. Yeah, he's a bit more in control of the thing.
Let's see. Let's see what the gap is to the leaders right now. They're not losing time, but they're not really gaining it either. It's going to be very close between them, because obviously tyre wear is going to be huge.
A fancy move there, but we're getting a little bit deeper. That's going to invite to go for a cheeky switch back here. But Legend just hang on. Legend's got really good traction. That's helped him out a lot in that final corner.
I've put something off there. There we go. It's very close between these guys. Skeeven, Foxy Dude is closing in massively there. If you looked, he's gaining actually.
Too far back, so see what Yanul's going to do. He's a lot closer, and he's similar to, but he's using more ERS, so maybe this lap he fancies going to get the move done. But Legend surely got the inside line, but
side by side. He's going to have the inside line. He should be able to get this move done, or can Legende sweep it on the inside this time? Doesn't look like it. He's going to concede the position for now.
And Rob Forbes, he may fancy it, dive down this corner, dive down the hill here, but nope, he backs out of it.
Would be phenomenal indeed.
But we've seen Kevin Magnussen do that once, but Rob Forbes hasn't been able to do it this time. So
yeah, it's not really the most appetising corner for overtakes at all at the moment, but and to pull on. Obviously, you don't want to take too much curb here, especially on these intermediate tyres. You've got the risk of spinning, as you saw with Leon.
On the exit you have put on, so yeah, it is very possible to take that curb and spin to the wall. Yeah, Westy seems a bit more in control at the moment. I've noticed he seems to have got his rhythm back.
Yeah, he does. At the moment, it looks like he's going to take the race win. He's got 3 laps to do it. Look at Foxy Dudes closing in on Skeeven, because Skeeven maybe, who we thought at the moment was going to get a potential chance to win, and Foxy Dude almost loses the car. There's lost a lot of time.
And judging by this, it's not going to dry up for them the race. I don't think the race will get heavier now. There's Bob Forbes down the inside the bus stop. This to be a brave move. He pulls off.
Oh, Legend keeps going wide, but he's got his own line here. It depends on the exits, and they've touched a little bit, and Legend has lost quite a lot of time there. At the moment,
sort of defended thin air into the bus stop chicane, and that left him vulnerable for the. There was a bit of contact there, but I think that was a bit 2 cars in the same place. It wasn't really malicious or anything, but yeah, Legend's lost a lot of ground there though, and Foxy Dude.
Closing to Skeeven.
Skeeven's not really. He's got the back of Westy, but apart from that run on a few laps ago, he hasn't really done anything threatened. So we've got 3 laps to go. So quite near the end of the race now is. These top 4, these top 6 are all quite close together. Well, first and third and fourth. And
and let's not forget, obviously, penalties play a big role in deciding this, and I don't know who's got penalties. Somewhat Westy could have penalties, Skeeven could have penalties.
I've not kept an eye on it, so I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, obviously I've seen a few guys' names flash up. I think I've seen Legend flash up at least once, so I know he's got a penalty, and I think Rob Forbes has one as well. I'm not sure about the rule though, so yeah, we'll see.
Well, Wesley's got a little bit away from Skeeven again. He's not getting too much away, but he's not closing in, is he, Skeeven?
He's doing what he needs to do. As Skeeven has a horrible run there, that might allow Foxy to have an opportunity here. Skeeven's going to lose a lot of time. He's dropping back on the Ferrari. Another Ferrari's in the back of me, and Foxy makes fancy into the bus stop chicane. The back out. Oh,
almost losing it again. He's getting too much of that curb. He needs to be careful with that curb. He's braking a lot later than Skeeven, if you notice. Someone has lost it there, it looks like.
He lost damage.
Yes, he has. He's lost a bit of his right end plate there, but
yeah, if I was, would you stay out, or would you got to stay out? I think surely
might as well.
Yeah, might as well. To go. Yeah, that mistake Fox did cost him a run at Skeeven. I'm sure of it. Because he was on the back of him, and he had to back out of it.
Yeah, and obviously now he's going to have a run on him again. It's lost a lot of time there to Skeeven, though. Skeeven's getting away as well. Skeeven's actually got a bit of a run on Westy here, so he's closing in massively at the moment. So it'll be interesting. He won't have any chance really through sector 2.
Skeeven, I'd say more than battery in this section. That just running on max the best lap. On this pit, he was struggling when the pits are noticed there, so he's going to drop out the points. That promotes Gavin into 10th place. So he's going to maybe get his first point of the season tonight.
Well, it's going to be very close between these two, and could we see one of those famous moments on the final lap through a chicane? You know what I'm on about. 1988, of course. Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost. I'm not sure if that's the correct year. I'm terrible with times, but that happened. Yeah. Could we see something like this between these two?
Obviously, around this track in wet conditions, we'd have the Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Raikkonen 2008. Obviously, that was slightly different because that was dry. That was dry and wet. It wasn't like fully wet, so that's slightly different. But yeah,
we've had a lot of controversial moments at final chicanes of the race. Could we see something here between these two drivers, or Skeeven kind of lost it? He kind of losing a lot of traction there. Maybe lost his chance.
That yellow flag is for C3, so yeah, he spun yet again. Foxy's got a good run here. Can he nail his corner? Yes, he does.
Skeeven does as well. Don't look like he's going to make a move here, but he has broke much later, and he's going to go for the move, and I think he's going to get it as well. What a move from Foxy Duke there. He's going to go wide, and it's going to be the better run there, and Skeeven's actually lost out to 3rd place.
Yeah, and that has cost Skeeven any chance of the race win. He was looking good for the win there, maybe get an opportunity to run at Resty, but yeah, Foxy went for it a long way back, and Foxy took off the team there, but he got through. Can he hang on though? Can he hang on? That's far more find out, because
It's going to be close.
Skivan will be a little upset by that, and he's fancying a run here, as if he does retire up this hill, but that doesn't really matter. Skivan,
I think Foxy Dude's got the better run, but look at the slipstream, how it's working. He's closer, he's getting closer. Probably one of the last opportunities to get him. He knows he's got one more though, and look at this. Westy is actually close. Foxy Dude's getting closer to Westy at the moment, but he's not close enough as it stands to win the race. Rob Forbes has got a close run on as well. Let's keep an eye on that as well towards the end of the race, but it's mainly for the race win at this current point.
Obviously, it's interesting because Foxy Dude, obviously, he wants a race win, but he's got his teammates back to championship here. So, but I think let's just pull the way now. Skivan is going to go around the outside.
Skivan's going outside. Don't want to do anything too silly. These two drivers, of course.
I think Foxy Dude is definitely allowing Westy to pull away here. I think he's driving sensibly for his teammate, and he's dropped off a lot. He's right close to his teammate early on this lap, as Westy's about to take this race win, barring penalties, of course. We're not sure the penalty situation yet, but it'll be 2 wins in a row for Westy and the Ferrari team now. Can Ferrari get a 1-2 finish, which will definitely haul them back into the Constructors' Hunt, definitely, as don't mind. As I'll keep an eye on Foxy and Skivan, as
it doesn't look
line.
Doesn't look like Skivan's going to get him, but look at that. Foxy Dude's made a similar mistake there, but it doesn't look like he's going to get him. And it looks like Westy is going to end up winning this race provisionally for now. Let's just hold back, because penalties may decide this race win, but Westy wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's see if anything changes. Nothing changes there. Stayed the same.
Take 4th place with Rob Forbes just behind, and they stay the same. And Legend dropped off at the end to get 6th place.
He's gonna get it. SJ obviously probably would have a little bit of a complaint about that 10-second time penalty, whether he'll get that or not. At the moment,
Clone jump him out.
Clone probably will jump him as well. No, he doesn't. So
SJ got that penalty, but it didn't really matter because he hadn't lost the position.
Look how close it was as well. Look, 8/10 between them. So it was all because of one penalty that saved him. Jonas finishes 9th. Gavin, a pretty disappointing race from him today, if I'm being honest, but he finishes 10th place. He does get that point though. Probably would be happy for him.
He looked strong early on though. It looked he could maybe quite a better result than that. James said it's going to finish 11th. Podium last week, 2nd place last week, 11th this, and we got Uno African of that late spin in 12th place, and Cohen, who was a long way back, he almost got lapped in the end now, so they'll wait a long time for the Red Bull across the across the line.
Mr. Consistent James Slater obviously down in 11th. It's not the result he would have wanted today, and the rain probably has played a factor in that. Cohen nowhere near the line, is he? Absolutely disastrous racing for him.
Their Constructors' Championship he was looking strong early on, but now obviously Praga left and Leon has dropped off. Leon was DNF today, and Ferrari, they're on form at the moment. Ferrari, they'll fancy that Constructors' crown now as Cohen just crossed the line in 13th place. 30 finishes in a wet spy race. That's not too shabby.
Not shabby at all, and as it looks like Westy provisionally for now is your race winner, and obviously due to penalties as well he still stays as race winner. No positions have changed because of that, surprisingly. Obviously there's quite a lot of penalties given out on this track, but anyway, Westy is your race winner. Congratulations to him. Great race, to be honest with you. But who really surprised you today?
It's hard to tell. I mean, the top 3 I expected to be quite strong, but I'd say SJ. He was quite. I know he dropped off later on, but he definitely did show up contending quite well. He had a good race, especially the qualifying bar, and he definitely has rehabilitated himself a bit that race. And I think the top 6 were sort of expected, but SJ is my top performer apart from that.
Yeah, so is he taking your driver of the day? I would have assumed he would.
Yeah, I'm going to nominate him as a quick one for the order before we lose it. So Westy is winning the race in the Ferrari, Foxy Dude 2nd, that's a 1-2 for Ferrari. Skivan 3rd, Unol 4th, Rob Forbes 5th, Legend 6th, SJ 7th, Clone 8th, Jonas 9th, Gavin 10th, James Slater 11th, Unknown African 12th, Cohen 13th, and Z3 14th. James Slater will we'll get the fast lap for the guy outside the top 10, and Foxy gets fast lap overall. So I'm nominating SJ for driver day. Who are you going for?
I really wanted to go SJ as well, but I really think it's Skeeven, and it's not just because of it's not really because of the positions he's made up. It's just the fact how much he closed into Westy and actually made this. His pace made this fight at the end really a huge potential, and I really think he deserves to be driver of the day, in my opinion. And obviously SJ is a great shout as well, but my driver of the day officially will have to be Skeeven.
Yeah, obviously, and our DNF today were Leon, PB. I believe two of us, can't remember the two of us were. I didn't get the DNF, so yeah. That's our drive day nomination. Obviously, next week got Monza. Italy, that's our final race in Europe. What do you think about Monza circuit?
DRS train, isn't it? Really, let's be honest,
yeah.
But. That doesn't obviously ruin the fun racing around Monza. Monza usually does give us some good battles, and Ascari is obviously a difficult part of the track as well. Yeah. It's obviously the speed temple as well, so...
Yeah. Sometimes it can get a bit messy there, Monza, but after Monza we'll have our season break, and we're back after New Year for the Asian and American leg. So we'll catch you all next week, and yeah, it's good.
I feel like the race has not been the greatest, but it's been a good race, and obviously the end as well was very dramatic. Obviously, probably not what we wanted. We probably wanted to see a battle on the final lap, but anyway, the drivers did amazingly. Foxy, Jude, and Skeeven to catch up with Westy after that 4-second gap. It's very close, and maybe both could have won it. Any three of them could have won it. Very close. That just literally defines this division well. But from now, it's goodbye.